Not sure when these all start, so we all get me going like this every doggone time, huh? Well, I want to apologize for not being here last week, but I'm here now. So, not sure how long this one's going to last, so I thought we'd just jump right into it. First of all, before I do, though, I want to say thank you guys for being so awesome. You know, you guys, your support means a lot to me, and the kind words that you guys give to me means a lot too. With that, let's just jump into it, I guess. I got quite a bit of mail over the last topic that we were deciding on what we were going to talk about. Hi, Peg. And I guess I'm just going to address that one first and foremost, okay? And then we can go from there. You know, I get a lot of people that want to know how you know if you're dealing with a good cryptid or a bad cryptid. And I know I say it a lot, but I guess people don't really kind of hear what I have to say on it. I mean, they hear. So, I'm going to say it the best way that I know how, okay? You guys, every single person on this planet. Good morning, Priscilla. We were all given intuition, right? And it's a way to tell if something is the truth or something is a lie, something is good or something is bad. I know. Good morning, I'm sorry, Jean-Paul. Good morning, Julio. I need everyone to kind of hear this, okay? You guys don't know what I'm talking about, some of you, when I say that, but you guys, every single person has that little teeny tiny voice inside of them, you know, that says, hey, this is bad. You know, you can call it your conscience, you can call it gut intuition. It's still a small voice. I'm not sure what name you want to give it, but people need to know that we are all given this, you know. So if you should happen to come up against a cryptid, okay, all you simply have to do is first and foremost go by your gut, okay? Are you guys fearful when you're facing it? Or do you really feel calm, almost kind of like giddy? Do you feel like you have no control over what the feeling is or the situation is? Or do you feel as if you have control and you feel calm inside, but you're excited, you know, or nervous? These are all kind of indicators, okay? You have to ask yourself if you are feeling what you are feeling at that moment because you are afraid. Okay, good morning, Marquez. So, you know, if you're afraid of this strange being, creature, thing, cryptid standing in front of you, or is it because of that gut intuition feeling? Once you've determined whether the cryptid is good or bad that way, you know, it's really pretty basic from there, okay? Once you've determined this, then we're just going to go ahead and say simply and calmly, you know, in control, in your normal voice. You don't have to yell it. You don't have to scream it. You don't have to do like something off of the movies. Just simply say, I take authority over you, you know, in the name of Jesus, and hereby command you to reveal your intentions to me. Once you've done this, nothing can stand in your way. Because, you know, as I've said many times, they are a guest here. So they are subject to the rules of this planet and the so-called laws of this planet, okay? And every planet in the universe has pretty much the same laws, okay? it's, I'm sorry, I've got Messenger popping up on here. Don't ask me how to turn those off because I don't know, guys. So I guess we're going to put it with bing bing till I figure it out. You know, people are subject, like I said, to the rules of this planet, okay? So they have to face a higher power too, just like we do, okay? And I know it's not popular for me to say this and to believe it, but it's the absolute truth, people. You don't want to give all your power and glory over to the Lord, but you know what? You have to remember that these guys are created beings, just like us, okay? So they know who He is, and they know that they are fearful of Him, even if they don't act like they are fearful of Him. They are, okay? They're your typical bully. So just be a little bit calm with yourself and allow yourself to really have faith, because if you really have faith in it, then it's going to prove that it's true to you. Okay? So, the easiest way, as I've said, is to use that discernment that we've all been given. Yeah, there's that magical D word, and it's up to us to be in that moment and to feel it. So, I hope that kind of helps everybody. The next question that I get a lot of, that we discussed last time were the portals. I'm not sure how much more I can elaborate on portals. Everyone can pretty much read for themselves and understand for themselves, how these things exist. But do I know how they work? No. Do my people know how they work? No. They're just doorways, to other worlds. And we know to open and shut the door. Push the button on the elevator. I had someone who was interested in the so-called elevators, going down ways, sideways, crisscross, all the linear directions. But they never got back in contact with me, so I can't really speak to that for them until such time as I'm asked about them, I guess. You guys have any more questions for me or want me to elaborate on something? Please. I need to hear from you. The other question that I kind of had over the time that I've been gone here the last couple of weeks is for the bird people, the avian people. A lot of people, boy, his hair's a mess this morning. I want to say, first of all, too, I can't elaborate on Kiosa and them right now because they've gone back for breeding season. Okay, so they're gone. But I can /elaborate a little bit on the dogmen that we've got running around here. And they've come through the gateway, portal, / door, whatever you want to call it. Dimensional doorway. There, I'm being politically correct. That's with no coffee in me yet. I guess people are really wanting to know if they can just go step into the portals. Well, I guess that's kind of how people found out about them to begin with. But if you hear what I have been saying at all, you know that it's not necessarily a good thing to do. I don't feel like it's a safe thing to do. Does that mean that it doesn't happen? Sure, it happens. People step into them by accident or on purpose, Can't say I haven't done it. I've done it a couple of different times, but I've told you the outcome of both of those times. It makes me sick. So, You know, that there again, that's a decision that you guys have to make, whether you want to do that or not. Somebody pop up on screen, please, and tell me what else you want me to talk about, because I told you this is going to be a short video otherwise. I am working on the 411, video to do that. You are most welcome, Peg. Oh, something popped up. Someone, determination. I saw that, and then it just went, goodbye. I don't know how to make this thing stay on, you guys. I really don't when you guys' comments pop up. Also, too, somebody on here had said that they wanted to... Oh, I better be quiet. Short little man, looking humanoids with a bulbous head, wearing what looks like a long gown or cloak. We get a lot of humanoids here. Okay, I'm not going to say we're not. They like to come through, test the flowers, test the animals, test humans, test the steamoss, test the dogmen, test flora, fauna, everything indigenous to here, okay? The little guys that wear the cape, you know who these guys remind me of? There was a show, and I'm going to date myself here, in 70s, I think it was, like the early 70s, the Flintstones, and it had like this little green guy on there, and his name was Shamu, Snamu, something like that. Good morning, Francois. These guys are evil. They're not in the sense that they're bad, gonna kill you type evil, as in these guys are tricksters, okay? They're here just to do what they're gonna do, and then they go. So we just deal with them, Just stay away from them. That's what I tell everybody. The stairs, I've talked to a couple different people who work in the forestry service industry, and they know what the stairs are. The stairs are there to take people from our dimension into the next dimension that is at the top of the stairs, at the portal in that area. Okay, the stairs are thrown there simply as a lure. You go to the top of the stairs. Today, nothing may happen to you. But if you go to the top of the stairs 2 days from then, you might get snatched. It just depends when they decide to open that portal. And yes, they are taking humans, and they are using them for their own purposes. Call it experimentation, call it pet keeping. That's about the best way for me to explain it. Yes, Earth is a learning planet. It's a teaching planet. So people need to learn these things, All right, but with info. The little raccoon people that you're talking about, we have bear people, dog people, cat people, raccoon people. Native Americans accepted the fact that all these type of beings existed here, okay? And there's many, many pictures, examples of it in ancient pottery, weavings, tapestries, etc. People need to understand that just because they look like an animal doesn't necessarily make them an animal. You really would have to stop and question them and get to know them, People have a hard time accepting any other type of intelligence other than a humanoid-looking intelligence, okay? So we've got a couple culprits out there besides other intelligences. We've got Jinn and we've got Shay. And not to mention a couple fallen angels here and there that have access to this realm. So we're a little bit troubled here, but you can use your discernment in trying to figure out who or what is there. And just because it is a cryptid doesn't necessarily mean that it's an animal, okay, or that it's an alien, because it's not, okay? And when I said aliens taking, I want to clarify that. When I said aliens taking people from the top of the stairs, I am talking about aliens from different dimensions. I am not talking about them from different planets, okay? People used to live on the planets, they don't anymore. The Ophi, come in, that I've ever seen come in, black, brownish gray, white, pretty much the colors that you would expect a German Shepherd to come in, only a little bit lighter and a little bit more red, intense red into the brown instead of just straight brown. Ophi can come in other colors. They use those colors just for protection, coloration, you know. Determination, what do you... Okay. How do I know so much? Well, I've gone to school for a long time, and I'm not talking human, native, average university school, okay? Started out when I was 3 years old and being introduced to elders from just about every tribe. So 40, what did we figure? We figured 47 different elders, medicine people, lay people, women that know, men that know, teaching me things that I needed to know, because there was only one of me born at the time. So, and that was going to be my job, was to know these things so that when it came time for humanity to have access to them, they were there. Don't know how to put it any simpler than that. We have a lot of knowledge of star, we call them star people because we don't have the word for dimension, okay? We just knew they came from around those areas. We have over 12,000 years of knowledge, just straight out spoken knowledge. One of the tribes that I was taught by, they actually go back to almost 37,000 years of knowledge. Okay, so they've dealt with these beings, they've dealt with these people before, they know how to deal with them. It's something that we've forgotten over time, and there are those of us who exist so that we can teach you, help you, you know. And I like to say that under my watch, nobody's got deaded yet. You know, people have been asking me what to do. I tell them what to do. They go do it, and lo and behold, they're alive still. Nothing bad happens. You know, that's not my job. My job is to help people because the time is coming. I'm not sure what you're asking me. Yes, Jean-Paul, this is the time for awakening. You know, determination, I'm not sure what it is you want me to say. You know, Bible study can be done on your own, and people are going to be afraid. The books of the Bible already tell, most of the books that take the religious stance that this earth will fade away and a new one will be replaced, talk about that. You know, that something bad is going to happen. You know, Yeah, I do feel like this is a time for awakening. There's a lot of factors that figure in, and every day I watch them just keep coming, 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 you know. Marqueso, I was born because the elite Chi in my tribe had been dead for over 100 years. Yep. And the ant people introduced us a story that I've told. It's a great big long story. My mother was over from Nazi Germany. My father was here. They met, told that they were not going to be able to understand each other. And when she came to this country, she understood my father perfectly, just like my father understood her and did not speak a word of German. But yet they understood each other perfectly. Both a negative people had been dreaming of each other from the time they were small, you know. So do I believe? Yes, I believe. The quadrupeds there are quite a few of, you know. I mean, think about how diverse Earth is with the quadrupeds, you know. And that's just here. So imagine what they're like all over the world, you know, the universe. I'm still asleep, people. Haven't been to bed yet. You know, these guys, if you can think of how many that we just know of off the top of our own planet, imagine how many are out there in different dimensions that come here, you know? It's staggering, really. It really is. It's also kind of scary, too, because we don't know what everything's intention is when it comes here. You know, who knows? So, do we accept it? Yeah, we just kind of accept it. Another thing I wanted to mention real fast. We have the pin here. Okay, well, it says tell us. So, who are we talking to, Peg? What do you want to know? You know? Canids. Yeah. That's, yeah, you're right, determination. There's going to be a whole lot of people ripped, torn, and shredded. And that has nothing to do with us because these guys are being used, something bad used for something good, as I've said before. So it's not always good that people think that all cryptids are bad, you know. Maybe they're bad right now, and at the end of all of this, maybe they'll be good, you know, because they will have done what they were supposed to do and redeem themselves, and now they're good. As I just said, Julio, was reading in the beginning here that you just simply have to use discernment and telling them straight out, you know what, I'm not dealing with you. I'm dealing with the Lord, and the Lord's going to tell me how to deal with you. I'm sorry, my eyes are itching here, folks. You know, it's going to tell them how to deal, you know, with them. Because, I mean, if your gut tells you to run away, what do? Do you run away? I do. I mean, I was always taught run away and live to fight another day. So if my gut tells me to get the heck out of there, I'm out, you know? It's a long story, Peg. So is that what we're talking about, is my parents and how they found each other? Because if that's the case, then I'll talk about it. Okay. It seems like as the stomach turns. Okay, folks, here we go. So we have Nazi Germany. My mother's parents owned a bath in a place called Baden-Baden, and they owned all these mineral baths, different types of baths. And Hitler's soldiers used to come take baths there, mineral baths. They took them away from her family, and before they took them away, they threw some of them into they took the baths away. They sent her family, members of her family, to the camps. And at the last minute before they went to camp, they sent my mother and a couple other relatives away to live in Europe, where they had other family members already that had immigrated. They also had some that immigrated to the United States. So they sent my mother to the United States from Europe right before they were put into the camps. So here my mother comes to the United States of America, does not speak any English, but back in that day and time, they did something called a traveling, I guess it's like a traveling vacation. That's what I want to call it. They would get on this big long bus and take a bus and go up to the alligator farm, alligator ranch, watch the Indians up there wrestle, and then they came down and would stay the night at motels and things and shop on the reservation. I know, sounds so bad now, but that's what they did. Anyway, love at first sight between my mother and my father. She was fascinated with the fact that he was wrestling alligators, and he was, as she put it, he was very beautiful because he was such a pretty red color. Anyway, they understood each other just fine. What nobody knew right off the bat was that they apparently had been seeing each other and knowing each other from the time they were young. I'm talking 10 and 8. They knew each other. And that was because the ant people had introduced them to each other and would actually come to bring them together over time to visit with themselves and other children. So I would not, Faith, that's horrible. I would not say rise my children. That's funny. But my mother and my father understood each other perfectly. My mother understood what the tribal members were talking about, and when they told my mother and father that they would be married and that they would have children years later, they would have me. And my mother had already been told not to have children because she had a weak heart. And I and my twin popped out, and unfortunately he did not live, but I did. And from day one, apparently, I could see these beings around me. I know that my first memory of them is when I was 3. So that's when my first conscious memory of them is. I guess it would have to be like a couple months before I turned 3. But other than that, that's that story. Do I believe that these beings are going to rise up? Yes, I do. I've said that many times. As soon as it warms up out here, I'm getting ready to thank you. Once it warms up, I'm going to start taking the camera out and we'll live stream and walk, because I have beings all around here Yes, Francois, you're right. I want people to see what I see, you know? Um, that's right, Francis. It's not always a blessing. And I kind of want to do this because I know you guys take a beating for not seeing what I see and for standing beside me. So I want to have it warm up here because I'm not kidding you guys. It's so cold here, my butt fell off and dropped off in the street, okay? It got down to 33 degrees one night. I mean, I can't handle that. I'm sorry, I'm not one of these people. I want heat, okay? So I don't want to wander around. I know that sounds so horrible. I would look like the kid from A Christmas Story, okay? Put on the big parka and the scarf and the mittens. You know, I have 3 sets of mittens, you know. So I look really stupid wobbling around. So I want it to warm up here a little bit more. And then I'm going to take the camera out and we're going to do live streams. I've tried to live stream before in the past. I'm not very good at it. Had somebody contact me on here saying that they were interested in helping me. No. I found out that they were just more interested in getting my password and into my account, and so that didn't work out so well. We're going to try taking my phone and turning it and walking so that I can show you what I see. And then we'll go back through and I can kind of talk you guys through what I'm seeing, you know, turn the camera and show you, hey, look, do you see him over there? You know, this sort of thing. Because I think it would help you guys a lot too to see them and know, you know, I guess know what you're dealing with. There's a big fancy word, right? I'm telling you. Because I've got this picture in my brain of how you guys would react. I mean, I've seen so many people that react horribly to them. They run away screaming. I've had people over the years that aren't my friend any longer. You know, they're like, forget you. You can go screw yourself. I have no desire to be around you, lady. You know, and this way, at least this way, you guys would know, you know, what you're dealing with. I think that would be such a good idea. What do you guys think? Hi, Farah Jade. Good. Well, a couple of you guys, I've gotten a couple of you saying yes. So, too late, you already said yes. So that means pretty soon here. It's January, so give me about the end of March. Sometimes it's good to see things, you know, but other times it's not so good, especially, you know, as a little kid where you're sitting there in class and you're just like, you know, looking at it going, oh my heck, do you see what that thing, get off her head, don't do that, go stand by her and torture her, don't do these things. You know, you can't stop these things from doing this. So it's kind of intimidating, you know, to see these things at the yard gates. Speaking of which, they found that the human brain, there are certain people out there that can see these things, you know, for the simple fact that their vibration rate in their brain is, you know, is different than, say, the next person's. So, I don't know. It's just a different thing, you know, and then, having had my head bashed in like I did, it just kind of made it better, you know, with being able to deal with them. But I'm not saying all the time, but give me a little bit more perspective. So there. I'll admit I'm crazy, right? Some of you were saying you wouldn't make eye contact with them. You just look away, walk away. Sometimes they won't let you do that. They'll follow you home, and that's one of those things I talk about too, where I tell people don't ask for them to follow you home, because you'll get what you wish for, and it's not always a good, happy experience. There's a couple different reasons. Okay, it's not a racial question. Okay, the black race is the oldest race. It was here. Hi, Eddie. Thank you. I know people aren't going to want to hear that, but it is the oldest human race. Good morning, Tracy Joe. And they had their turn pretty much at spiritualism and different types of work, with being able to interact with these guys. Then came, the Native Americans, and then, well, I can't say Native Americans, right? Before them came the Celestials, and then came us. Okay, so in different forms, the white race has been around a while too, but they've been different branches of it. So we tend to rise up as a community and then get devastated. And then we rise back up from the ashes and then we get devastated. You see, so things, knowledge that is written down on paper is not going to survive. Okay, so natives, Africans, things like that, where we took to carving and verbal stories. That's what held them out. That's what's kept us all here. And in someone walking over my grave, we've kept it all so that we have it. That knowledge has to be kept, and passed along, because otherwise we won't survive. And that was part of the deal, that deal that came through for us as human beings. And I'm not going to say that the white race doesn't have memories too, because they do. But different cultures believe that it's more acceptable to have the memories of these creatures, these beings, than it is to not have it. So I'm going to say that the white race, Caucasian race, has gone and made it about knowledge. Everything has to be knowledge, scientific fact. The older lines of humanity are like the Steyama. They've learned to listen to the earth and to follow that. So, no, Peg, Celestials are Asia, the Asiatic countries. I was talking about humans. So, the Asian communities. So, because they're just one of the older cultures out there. So, am I answering the questions that you guys need? Because I hope I am. The 411 video is coming along. This one's going to be, yes, Peg, this one's going to be a doozy. Because people really been giving me a lot of grief over this. They're not happy. with what I have to say about the Shay. And there again, if you've ever dealt with these beings, you know these beings are nimnams, okay? If you haven't, then we're in trouble. And right now, we're in trouble. It really bothers me, you guys. I don't know how to say it enough. Because people are wanting to promote, fae, fairies, etc. as these little cute, light-winged things, they see on like Harry Potter and stuff. And that's not always the case, people need to understand that these guys were not nice, and I have people all the time ask me, well, how do I get in contact with them? I can tell you how to feed them. I can tell you how to call them. I can tell you how to contact specific types. But do I ever tell anybody to contact the Shay? No. Because why? They're dangerous. That's one of those hell no moments for me. I don't want anybody contacting them. Do our governments know about them? Yes, they do. Oh, there I went. So, sorry if I knew how to turn it off. I would, you guys. I'm so sorry this morning. I'm sorry. They're like rabid dogs to me, okay? That's the only way I can describe them. And I believe that not just our government knows. They've known for a long time, clear back to the beginning, when we had human and other beings that lived here starting to die off on this planet. They knew. Maybe even they were here able to step through, because I've never gotten an answer from these guys, whether they did this on purpose or have free reign to do this. I don't know, because these guys are bad, I use a lot of caution in having to deal with them. Yes, the Fae are part fallen angels. Cast-offs is a word that I use for them. My people say that these guys were created so that Shay or evil pig, we say that they were created to make us think twice about our thoughts before we acted upon them, because did we want to become like them? No. But they say straight out that they are not from here, from this realm. They are completely another realm. So they're very open and honest about that. Yeah, they're not, definitely not our friends. So, anything else that we can think of? If not, I will get back to work on the 411 video and get it up probably by Friday of this week. It's one of those long ones. But we need it. Yeah, our government works with them. I believe that, Peg. I believe they work with the Shay. Sure do. Anywho, I will let you all go on about your day, but I wanted you to know that I hadn't forgotten you, and I did want to give you guys, the information on how to discern good from bad, and what to say. Always ask. You know, thank you, Tracy Joe. I think that everybody needs to keep faith and strength and never give up no matter what we're thrown at us, because it's always going to be so much better for us. Thank you, Tracy Joe. I send you a big hug too. I want to say thank you, guys. Everybody stay strong, stay vigilant, you know. Don't be so negative and don't give in to these guys, because negative makes you go into a lower vibrational density rate. So here go the big dogs, so it's definitely time to let them out. And here comes the little dog. So the Shay are from the realm that are right next to ours. We've talked about that. Anywho, I'll let you guys go. I love you. Everybody, please be happy and healthy and stay well and wonderful. And I will talk to you guys probably on Friday. Bye, you guys.